Around the world, rivers are increasingly endangered as pollution and demand from cities put more pressure on them. Mexico City, the capital of Mexico, was built in an area surrounded by lakes and rivers. At one time, it had 46 healthy rivers running through it. Now there's only one river left. CCTV's Frank Contreras reports.
It's never been considered a mighty river, but Mexico City's Rio Magdalena is persistent. It starts high up in the pine forests above the city. Over the years, the rain that replenishes it has been decreasing. To make best use of the fresh mountain water remaining, the Magdalena River passes through a series of canals and pipes. On its way down to the city, the river passes through a small community where Rosalba Garcia and her family live. They make their living in part by raising freshwater trout, which are sold to local tourists who come up to this part of Mexico City for a breath of clean air. She says her family would struggle without the river.
Es muy importante porque si no lo tenemos.
It's very important because if we did not have it, the trout would die. It's also very important because it helps the environment and keeps us alive.
Con eso respiramos y vivimos.
The huge Mexico City metropolitan area has been struggling to provide enough potable water for its more than 20 million residents. In pre-Hispanic times, the old city, known as Tenochtitlan, was surrounded by waterways, some of which still exist. But demand for water here is insatiable. Some of the water from the Magdalena River is processed and used by city residents. They're urged not to pollute the water by swimming in it.
Steps are being taken to save the Magdalena River, but there's concern with contamination rising and demand on the river also on the increase. This precious source of water could one day dry up.
Further downstream, the waters of the Magdalena are putrid and murky. Experts say they're filled with human waste, including feces. An expert in urban water policy says there's little, if no, effort to educate Mexico City's residents on the importance of saving the capital's last remaining river.
Es una de las más bajas.
It's one of the lowest priorities because the volume of the water that can be recuperated is relatively low. It would cost a lot of money to create proper infrastructure, drainage, and to educate citizens.
The quality and amounts of water remaining in the Magdalena River are clearly on the decline. But few people even know that it exists, much less the fact that their last remaining river now faces the real possibility of extinction. Frank Contreras, CCTV, Mexico City.